72, 3, 36, 39. Wow. 42 plus 78. Amazing. So, like 2 puzzle pieces make 150. Roundabouts. Everybody's favorite traffic mechanism. When you go to New Zealand, it's almost pure roundabouts, and it's the most pleasurable driving experience there is. By the way, let's solve this whole conundrum about which side of the road we're supposed to drive on. Okay? This is very obvious. What is the actual best side of the road to drive on? This is my opinion. Jesus Christ is seated on the right hand of the Father. Okay? That means that the person who is in control, the person who is the leader, is to be sitting on the left. So that means that the man, the driver, is supposed to be seated in the left side. Okay? And the passenger, who is typically the wife, is supposed to be seated on the right. God has been giving this gem to me for a while. It says God the Father is seated on His throne, and Jesus is standing on His right hand, or seated at the right hand of God. Well, who is the ultimate authority? The Father. So He's sitting facing forward, and Jesus, the Son, is on His right hand. So the way we have it in Canada and North America is correct, where the driver is seated on the left, the ultimate authority, and the passenger, the supporter of the driver, is at their right hand. Okay? So, with that as our basis on what a proper vehicle should be, because if you go to New Zealand, you might find yourself sitting in a vehicle in the right side of the vehicle, and you'll be like, man, this feels really weird, and it is really weird. But it should be, the driver should be in the left side of the vehicle, and the passenger should be in the right side of the vehicle. And then with that already established, then yes, you should drive on the right side of the road, because you want the drivers, obviously near the center of the road, as close as possible to each other. You know, when traffic is going 2 ways, you want them to be able to judge that distance between the oncoming traffic the best, which means they should be as close to that side of the vehicle as possible. I think that makes sense. And it does mean that you naturally get to make those right turns. Anyways. Boy, that's a conundrum. Anyway, these things that someone had to ordain at some point. Okay. Roundabouts. Done. Yay. They're also called traffic circles. Just so you can see the plural coming through here. The word traffic divides by 3, just like the word round. And folks, if I had my way, I would rip out nearly every single traffic light intersection possible and replace it with a roundabout. Because it's far more natural. Everything in nature flows. Okay? We don't need, there's nothing more jarring than getting slammed in the face with a big stop that was completely unexpected. And then you're all stressed out, sitting in that left turning lane, running how you're going to careen across these like flying pieces of metal that could kill you. A roundabout is just way more pleasurable. I could preach on roundabouts for hours. Again, folks, if I was a monarch over Canada, if I was a monarch over any jurisdiction, if I had it in my power to convert as many traffic light intersections to roundabouts as possible, I would, because I know it's the best way, I know it's the best for human life and human enjoyability, and it's natural, and it's cost effective, it's efficient, it's pleasurable. You get to, I could just sell people on roundabouts over dumb traffic light intersections all day long. And I would eventually just get so frustrated, I would say, don't argue with me, just make me the king. Trust me, when you get used to roundabouts, you'll love it far more than the dumb traffic light system. You'll be singing your head off, you'll be like, man, I can't believe we didn't do this years ago. Yeehaw! You're going to enjoy driving again. You're going to feel like you're that kid in the go-kart derby that never has to stop moving. You're going to feel like a kid on the racetrack where you got to actually judge, you know, oncoming traffic. You're like, oh man, it's time to get into the roundabout. Woohoo! Like it's just, as opposed to, oh, slam on the brakes for the stupid electronic device that tells you what to do, and you're just like, oh man, now I got to sit here. I just had my momentum completely lost. I'm sitting here feeling like a dead idiot, you know, even though I'm made in the image of God. I'm sitting here like a dead idiot waiting for all this stuff, and then, okay, go, and then just, wearing out your, like, brakes, wearing out your, like, mostly you're wearing out your soul, because there's nothing more frustrated to us, made in the image of God, full of desire for efficiency, and slam on the brakes, slam on the brakes. It's like, to get like 2-3 miles through any town, roundabouts, roundabouts, roundabouts. And it is possible to convert every intersection to a roundabout. There is room. If you just rip out all those stupid medians and all the stupid lights, it's also more beautiful. A roundabout is more pleasing to the eyes than all the traffic light garbage. Like all this overhead metal like blocking our view of the sky. It's like, rip it all out, rip it all out, and just put in roundabouts. People will be singing their heads off. So, round divides by 3, just like the word traffic, and then circles, plural. I mean, look at how the word circles perfectly parallels. Look at this, ES, and then all these letters divided by 3. You know, traffic, boom. In fact, the word this is just too obvious. So traffic circles equals roundabouts. They are the wisdom of the world. This one irks me so much because I'm German. I'm a driver's driver. I am super efficiency minded, and I understand the blessing of roundabouts versus traffic lights. Wasted time is also one of my biggest pet peeves. And there's nothing more annoying than a dumb traffic light slamming you with a yellow, making you slam on the brakes when you were just enjoying your drive through the city. Like, it's called the roundabout. People, please, just take a trip somewhere in the world where they've got this concept figured out. Somewhere in Europe. Just go somewhere where there's roundabouts and get yourself sold on it and come back home as a proselyte of this creamy goodness. You know, traffic circles, an advocate, whatever word you want to use. So, like seriously, it is possible to rip out all the dumb electronics, you know how expensive a dumb traffic light intersection is? It's retarded. That now they've got all these stupid cameras, they've got all these like sensors, they had to like cut out the concrete, like all this electronics is robbing people of like their own giftedness to like be real human beings. It's like, when you get close to the roundabout, you know, I'm not even going to start. I'm like, it's just too many drones everywhere. But seriously, it's way safer. It's like, you come to a roundabout, all you have to do is like, check in one direction. Is there anyone coming on my left? No? All right, I'm safe. Like, and you can easily convert any intersection. Like, you can tell I'm really into this one. Like, here's an intersection. Here's like the standard intersection. Okay, and by the way, all of this land, this is made for turning lanes. All of these corners here are already made for turning lanes. Like, there's the right turning lane in here. Typically, this is where, like, this is the median where the dumb traffic lights go, in these little holes right here, these little annoying gaps. I mean, does anything in nature, is there anything in nature that looks remotely like this piece of ugliness? With like these little zits, like, you know, sticking out of the ground like plugs, you know, that you could slam into this giant post right here. The amount of car accidents that happen on these poles worldwide is just disturbing. Like, does anything in nature look natural? Oh yeah, I got a curl in here, check for traffic on my left, check for like pedestrians on my right, check for everything all over the place, you know. Then you got the left turn is like even more insane. The whole thing is so bloody insane I can't even speak sometimes. But so here's your current existing crummy intersection with medians, concrete medians here, 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 and here. And then if the city is really dumb, they'll also have concrete medians here, and here, and here, and here. So the people feel so constrained and so unnatural that the whole thing is so stressful on the human soul, it's no wonder everyone is annoyed when they go through the streets. So here's how you solve this entire multi-million-dollar problem. All of this hardware and all of this retardedness costs like tens of thousands of dollars. Here's how you solve it. It's the easiest thing in the world. Remove this concrete. I just saw a crew removing concrete medians. They're repaving 200th. They just picked up these concrete medians as if it was nothing. You remove these dumb concrete medians in less than a quarter of a day. You remove these dumb concrete medians. You remove this dumb concrete median. You remove this dumb concrete median. And then you rip out the traffic lights and their dumb concrete medians. You remove this guy right here. You remove this guy right here. Now you don't have ugly wires overhead. And you remove this guy right here. You remove this guy right here. Oh, now it's feeling more like nature. And now you plant a lovely garden in this circle right here that is a raised flower bed. A beautiful raised flower bed. Maybe a few trees in the center. No, not trees, because you want to be able to see the oncoming traffic. But you have, you know, a concrete median in the center with lovely flowers that are nice and colorful, that are really easy to maintain. You have it automatically, like, there. That is intelligence and beauty combined. Now you don't have dumb metal hanging over your heads. Okay? Oh boy. The roundabout. Oh, I know why. And then of course I know the main reason why we have traffic lights is because pedestrians. When pedestrians want to walk across the street. Folks, don't you think we could just have people run across the street? Okay. Alright, so that's my personal plug for roundabouts. Like, use them wherever possible. But like, if you want to cross the street, just look both ways and cross the street. Like seriously. Like, do we really need like one little pedestrian? Like the number of times I've experienced huge amounts of traffic getting stopped by one pedestrian that wants to cross the street. Oh, they pushed the button. Let's just put 50 people's lives on hold while this one person takes a slow walk across the street. You've got to be kidding me. It's like, why doesn't the pedestrian, why don't you just run across the street when there's no one there? Like, come on, people. Like, it's like seriously, I'm just thinking about how this would work. Say I'm a pedestrian that wants to cross the street going here with the roundabout mechanism. You know, it's not that complicated. It's like, look both ways before you cross the street and just make your beeline. It's like, do we really need? That's my personal opinion. My personal opinion is that every intersection should be a roundabout. Because there's not that many. Like, there's really not that many pedestrians compared to traffic these days. Like, you know, I just think it should be a roundabout. I think every intersection should be a roundabout. As much as possible. If there's room to put in a roundabout, it should be a roundabout. Let's leave it at that. Every intersection should be a roundabout. By definition, when people approach a roundabout, they slow down, you know. If you're a pedestrian that wants to cross the street at a roundabout, just go ahead and run across the street. Just go ahead and do it. Like, it's just like, people are so programmed to just like, do as they're told by electronics rather than like, just use your God-given senses. You know, it's like, run across the street. Just, pedestrians, just run across the street. Or walk across the street. Use your judgment, for goodness sake. Let's bring some life back to people. Like, it's just too many. I love roundabouts so much because I'm a driver. I love efficiency. I love staying in control. I love the thrill of a roundabout. It's just awesome. It's just like no momentum lost. That's the definition of efficiency is no momentum lost for the maximum number of people. You just come in, you only have to look in one direction, boom, I peel right. You can just keep going around that thing as much as you want. You know, if you're trying to make a decision with your wife, you can just keep going in circles until you finally come to an agreement. Like, how pleasurable is that? Pull out, you know. and then again, if pedestrians, like, it's more beautiful, it's more pleasing to the eye, it's far less costly, there's less maintenance involved. It's way cheaper to do. It's way more efficient. It's way more pleasurable for everyone to use. And what else do I want to say about roundabouts? I mean, if pedestrians wanted, they could effectively you could just make it so that they can cross into the median at the center. People can stand at the median. I mean, that's a really efficient way of crossing the street. Think about that. Think about how easy it is now for pedestrians to kitty corner. If I'm a pedestrian right over here, and I want to get to this corner here, you know how long it takes? For me, you know how annoying it is? Let's say I'm a pedestrian right here, and I want to get over here. Well, with the dumb traffic light system, I have to press the button twice, stop 40 cars containing 60 people on average. I gotta stop 40 cars, annoy the lives of 60 people just because I pressed a dumb button to make people slam on the brakes. So I'm walking across to get over here. That cost me 5 minutes of my life. Then I gotta wait for the light to finish, and then I gotta press another button and slam 60 more people's lives on hold while I walk across over here to finally get to my desired location. I have a better idea. Why not this whole thing be turned into an intersection, a roundabout, pardon me. Why don't we make this an X pathway like this? Okay, so these portions are paved with nice bricks. It could be paved, you know, it could be bricks like a garden path, and then you just have some little flowers, you know, so this is what it looks like. You know, so pedestrians can do what we call the real time saver, which is what they can kitty corner with ease. Okay, now that's what we call efficiency. And then you plant flowers. You just plant some really nice flowers in here. So here's your little flower beds. You know how pleasing that is? So that as a driver, look at how pleasing this is. So as a driver, coming down in this direction, I'm greeted with flower beds staring me in the face. And we all know that flowers calm us down and slow people down. Oh yeah, this is pure pleasure, folks. I want to see flowers when I take a drive through the city. I should be the mayor. I should be a city planner. This is the first idea I'd implement. I'd say we're removing all the stupid intersections, we're creating beauty and efficiency at the same time. So as a driver, I'm coming down the street, now straight in front of my vision, the whole street down. Straight in front of my vision is this gorgeous, colorful flower bed. Okay? And, you know, these things kind of serve as markers, too, for like the road, road outlets. And it's just plain beautiful. And then the pedestrians get to enjoy the flowers because if they want to do a kitty corner crossing, well, they get to do that. And it's really easy to do because, of course, the traffic is only flowing in this direction. So, remember the stupid saying, look both ways before you cross the street? Well, when we come to our good friend the roundabout, we only have to look one way before we cross the street. Efficiency, safety, and pleasure. Folks, it's pleasure to have to react to things in life. So here's me as Mr. Excited Pedestrian. I'm like so happy. I like got a balloon in my hand. I'm like eating candy and popcorn. I'm like singing my head as I go down Happyville. We'll call this city. The name of my town is called Happyville or Intelligentville. So here's me. I'm a little boy. I'm so happy that I live in Happyville. I carry a balloon at all times, and I'm eating popcorn, and I love strolling the streets of Happyville. The grass is green in Happyville. Everything is so well designed. It's so intelligent. And I come to this location, and my friend's house, or the candy store, is located on the other side of the street. Okay, so I'm a kid in Happyville, and I got my balloon in my hand. Now when I get to the corner, I don't have to deal with any electronics. I don't have to stand there like a dumb idiot, waiting for something to tell me what to do. I'm like alive, I'm full of zest and happy. I come up here, and I know that I want to cross the street to get to the center of the roundabout, and then I want to keep going in that direction. Okay? And so, all I do is I just look to my left until there's a comfortable opening for me to do this in the roundabout, to just hop across the street. And that's what I do. I hop across the street. Period. And then, I take a lovely walk through the center of the roundabout on this nice paved path with flowers on my left and on my right. Same thing when I get here. Okay? Now I'm looking in the other direction. Boom. It's just efficient. And above all, I haven't disturbed the lives of all the people in the cars that are, wanting to get the places they need to go. There you go. So that's the official perfect design for intersections. And then, yeah, you can have like painted white lines like we currently have for people to, cross the street in these sections here. Done. And then I say people should just bootleg across when they feel like bootlegging across. You could, yeah, that's done. You don't need any electronics. So this design requires 0 electronics, almost no maintenance, and it's far more pleasurable for every single human involved, and it's more efficient. Like adding up everyone's time, all the drivers, any and all pedestrians, and most of all, it's the pleasure of the experience. You're made in the image of God. You know how to react to things. Okay? There you go. So there's my big, awesome plug for roundabouts. If I was the mayor of a city, this is one of the first projects I'd do. Rip out as many, seriously, reprogram. Thank God. Okay. So traffic circles. So roundabouts adds to 150. What does traffic circles add to? 39, 48. So this is 63. Wow. Both of these divide by 9, differing by 9 points. And then circles is 33, 45, 69. So that's perfectly balanced on either side. So traffic circles adds to 132. It's all for number 3 though. So whether you say traffic circles or roundabouts, it's totally beautiful for the number 3. Amazingly, shockingly actually, shockingly, this word is 9 points less than this word. And this word is also 9 points less than this word. That is divine. so that the grand total of traffic circles is exactly 18 points less than roundabouts. I've just proven mathematically that traffic circles and roundabouts were ordained by the Triune God, and traffic circles are roundabouts. But traffic circles are ordained of heaven. Everything in nature is a curve. When a river flows, all the rivers in God's creation for all of history flow around rocks. The water never stops moving. There is nothing in nature that slams on the brakes like we do to ourselves day and night with these stupid electronic devices. Why would we settle for a bronze medal when we've got a gold medal? Sure, traffic lights are functional, but why would we settle for a bronze medal when we've got a gold medal staring us right in the face? That's stupid. I'm not here for bronze medals. I want gold medals. I want the best. Traffic circles. Look at that. Traffic is 9 points less than round. Circles is 9 points less than abouts. There. You want a mathematical proof that traffic circles and roundabouts are the best? Just do the math yourself to the glory of the Trinity. If you want, you can put these two numbers together to get 282. Or you can make the divine phrase traffic circles are roundabouts, or roundabouts are traffic circles, because R is 24,888 divides by 3. Then that whole phrase would add to 306. A triple of 102s, which is the first three-digit number that divides by 3. So, roundabouts are traffic circles. Also known as. Traffic circles, roundabouts are also known as traffic circles. Because the divine phrase also known as is so beautiful. And this is really cool because it's all about the name. Remember, the name is most important in everything. Well, sometimes things have more than one name. It's like a 1-2 punch from God. So this divine phrase of also known as, by the way, AKA, the famous AKA, adds to 13 perfectly, which glorifies the number 3, in 3 letters, and each of these letters has 3 strokes for each of them, so it's 9 strokes. There's the solution of the famous AKA. But also known as is so fun to knit together because you got all these beautiful, like as I did it in my mind, I was just like, see if I can do it the way I did it in my mind. S and the K I put together, A and N I put together, W and A. Actually, I think I put W and S and N and A. But it's just beautiful. You got these 2 letters here, knit together with these 2 here, these 2 here, knit together with these 2 there, the O at the dead center, O again, 3 letters that divide by 3, and also known as, what does that all add to? 45, 60, 75, 87, plus 33 is 120, plus wow, it equals 144. That's a big gem right there. The famous 144, the perfect square of 12. Also known as. And then stick the word R in front, which is 24. So all this divides by 24. R also known as 144, also known as. Adds to 144. That's a huge gem. So, all together now. Roundabouts are also known as traffic circles. What's interesting is you can say the blank are also known as blank, and the words that I've spoken make the famous 201. Okay. So, roundabouts are also known as traffic circles. That's going to bump our grand total up to 450 perfectly. Wow, we just tripled the value of roundabouts from 150 to 450 for the number 3. So there you go. Roundabouts are also known as traffic circles to the glory of the Triune God. And believe me, they are efficient and pleasurable and the best way of handling any intersection. Of course, this does not have to be just a four-way intersection. That's the other beauty of the roundabout. The whole thing is so heavenly. I just want to preach about roundabouts for days because of how much I love them and how much I hate intersections. I hate traffic lights. They are like my number one pet peeve. It's like I was just enjoying a beautiful, smooth drive in my car, you know, just starting to, you know, like feel at peace, and all of a sudden, wham! There's that stupid yellow light telling me that I'm too unintelligent to make any decisions for myself. Slam on the brakes. The whole thing is so ridiculous. I mean, if you're a really spirit-filled person in a city full of roundabouts, you will have the most smooth ride. Like, you'll purposely start slowing down as you get towards the roundabout. Your whole life will be elegant and full of peace. You'll just be like, oh, here comes the roundabout, nice flower beds greeting my view up ahead. I'm just going to, like, you know, gently ease into this. You know, I'm talking with my wife, kids are playing in the back seat. Ease my car to the right. I only had to look in one direction, singing my head off. You know, getting the old merry-go-round. I'm singing the merry-go-round song. Going around the roundabout a couple times. Pulling out wherever I want. And I'm on my merry way. No momentum lost. No, hardly any brakes required. The car is singing its head off. My wife is singing her head off. The kids are singing their heads off. We're in merry-go-round land. Our city is finally redeemed by the blood of the Lamb. We've discovered roundabouts. Hallelujah. And on to the next roundabout we go. And the kids are all happy because they're like, yeah, our life is a giant merry-go-round. And we take the next roundabout. And it's a pure pleasure. It's a pure pleasure. And even the amount that you have to turn is blendy. Like, it's pleasurable to go and this. You go right and then left. It's like the flow of the river, people. The kids are singing their heads off. And if you want to pull a U-turn, like, have you ever thought about that? Oh, we're going in the wrong direction. Oh, honey, we forgot the eggs. Oh, don't worry, there's a roundabout right up ahead, honey. We'll pull a U-turn and we won't skip a beat, and we'll be singing our heads off, and we'll pull the old merry-go-round joy. When was the last time you rode on a merry-go-round and just realized the pleasure of going in a circle? You get to see so much when you go in a circle. You're like, passing, you know, just like, yeah, man, we're checking out the scenery. But there's another big example. You're driving along in the vehicle, honey says, oh, we forgot the kids. Oh, I knew we forgot something. Back home we go. Well, don't worry, honey, there's a roundabout up right ahead. In fact, the moment you said we forgot that, we were just entering the roundabout. Oh, I'm a quick man. Don't worry, honey, we'll pull a U-turn right here. We'll just make a full U-turn in this roundabout. We won't lose any momentum, and we'll be on our way. And the honey's like, oh, I'm so glad that you decided to move us to Happyville, honey. I'm so glad we live in an intelligent town with a great mayor that you know, gives us roundabouts with flower beds in the middle of our fair town, and everyone drives an electric car, so it's super quiet everywhere. I'm so happy that we live in Happy Town. I love you, honey. And then you drive back home, and you do a couple roundabouts to get home, and you're just like, man, this is like the most pleasurable city I've ever driven in. It's like, I just like never stop moving at all times. I just want to drive all day long because I'm singing my head off. And then of course the right turn is like still the easiest thing of all time. It's like, just pull the easy right turn, you know, or if you want to go straight ahead, just pull the roundabout. Pedestrians are singing their heads off because now they get to jaywalk. Thank God. Yeah. Okay. Furthermore, they can kitty corner across, just like, because you only look in one direction. How easy is that to just jump across the street? Just like, bring it on. In general, it makes for more light. So, I love that. Also known as, that's a big gem, 144, traffic circles, roundabouts. In fact, what's really cool, okay, you know, this differs from this by 6 and like 12 there. Traffic circles are also known as roundabouts. We've got 5 minutes of battery power. So, there, that's my biggest plug for the changing of the road system and city driving and town driving is put in roundabouts. There, that's the official best design. Pedestrians can just hop across whenever they want. Just hop across the street. You could easily, here's another cool thing. You could, yeah, no. Yeah, no. Now the thing with the roundabout is that pedestrians, basically the only solution for the pedestrian is that they just simply have to run across the street or walk across the street when there is space available to do so. Which is totally fine. I'm like, that does not take long. Like, it's far better. Just think about it this way, brothers and sisters. Think of it from a pure physics standpoint. This will hit it home to you. How pleasurable and how easy is it for me, as a little pedestrian, to slam on my brakes and stop, you know, and wait as long as I need to have a gap in the traffic to get across the street. It's pleasurable. I don't have much weight. I can just stop myself really easily. As opposed to thousands of pounds of metal, a 1,000-pound vehicle. We forget how much vehicles weigh compared to human beings. 1,000-pound vehicles being forced to slam on the brakes. Now that is stressful, it's jarring, it's wasteful. Okay, just simple. What is easier? To stop a person, you know, that's walking in the street? Is it more costly for them to stop? Or is it more costly for a multi-1,000-pound vehicle to stop? It's obvious. It's more costly for a multi-1,000-pound vehicle to stop. A person is also a lot more nimble. I'm like, enough of this. People pressing buttons to stop all the metal traffic so they can walk across the street. That's nonsense. When roundabouts are in place, there is so much flow and there's so much efficiency in traffic in general, you won't have streets so crowded that it's an annoyance anymore for pedestrians to get where they need to go. Like, there's just so much efficient flow that the cars get where they need to go, and trust me, there's enough openness in the streets. Just hop across, just run across. Like, exercise a little bit of wildness in your life. I mean, come on, like, just walk across the street. It's like, there's way too many. Okay, so there you go. That's the best solution. So we solve traffic circles, we solve roundabouts. Bring them on. Someone make me the mayor, make me the king. And of course, you don't have to have four-sided. Another easy thing is you don't have to have just four-sided roundabouts. You can have it for three-way, you know, if it's a three-way stop like this. And then city planning can get really fun. It's like, because then you can go, you know, oh, maybe it's a three-way junction, you know, to the glory of the Trinity, you know, boom, splits like that. Maybe it's a five-way junction. You get the idea. I'd like to see someone plan a city based on pure threes, rather than, you know, the grid pattern. I think that would be phenomenal. It could be. So there you go. Yeah, roundabouts beat traffic lights, bar none. Proven mathematically. Amen. Equals 33.